Hello and welcome to Saki Tech. So in today's video we will be talking about variables and data types in C++. This is the fourth installment of our module. So what is a variable? Let me demonstrate that by asking you a question. What is 2 plus 5? The answer is 7. So what happened here was that you stored the number 2 in your memory and you stored the number 5 in your memory, and then you summed them up, and then you stored the number 7 in your memory, and then you announced the number. The point is that you had to store these numbers in your memory before you could actually process them. Okay? So to do the same thing in a computer programming language, you need to declare variables. These variables are placeholders, just like your memory. They hold values like 2 and 5, and then you can add them up, subtract them, multiply them, and then you can announce them to the user. And even the summation of the two or the division of the two has to be stored in a variable. Okay, so variables are placeholders. They hold values like 7, 5, or maybe 1,000 or 5 million, maybe 75.25 and anything like that. Okay, so in this video we will learn how to declare and initialize variables, and then we're going to look at the two most common data types. In fact, we're going to look at the whole thing together because they all work hand in hand. So let's start by typing some code in here. So let's say I want to declare a variable and the name of the variable is number. Let's say my age. Okay, so this is what I would do. My age is an integer variable. Integer means it's a whole number. So it's like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 1 million, 5 million. These are whole numbers. They're not fractional numbers. They're not like 72.5 is not an integer number. Okay, so anything point something is not an integer. So my age is an integer. So let's type in integer. This is the type of the variable, and then I'm going to type in a name, my age, semicolon. So what happened here was I just declared my first variable, and my variable is of type integer. Okay, and this is the basic syntax for declaring a variable. That you put in the data type, you pick a name for the variable, and then you put a semicolon. Okay, so let's do one more. Integer, let's talk about somebody else's age, their age. Okay, so we just declared a variable called their age, and it's of type integer. Okay, so this is one of the basic data types, integer, used a lot. The second kind of data type is double. Now what double does is you can store values like 0.5, 7.5, 1000.11 and stuff like that. So let's do something that actually has values like that. So let's talk about money. My money. Okay, and let's declare one more variable of type double. Double their money. Okay, so now we have 4 variables. And if I said my age is 25, 25 I can store in here. If I talk about somebody else's age, I can store their age into this variable. So how we do that is we use the function CIN, which is spelled like this. So let's assign some values to these numbers, to these variables. Let's initialize these variables by some numbers. We can do that right in the declaration statement. So I can start my age by 0, or by 15, or by 25. So this is the initial value I'm given to the variable my age. So let's do their age, 40. Okay, so let's see my money. Let's say I have a $1,025, and let's look at their money. They have $975.98. Okay, so be careful here. These fractional numbers can be assigned to double variables. These double variables can hold the point whatever. Okay, so let's go down here and take a look at what we can print on the screen. Is account my age. I'm going to put a new line. This is the new line statement. Let's do count their age. Okay, and then count. Oops. Now, by the way, C++ is a case-sensitive language. So cout is not equal to cout. Just remember that. Okay, my money. And let's do their money. Okay, so let's just put one more new line here to keep it cleared up. Let's save this program, do a build, no errors, no warnings, and let's do a run. Okay, so there you go. So you see the value 25, the value 40, 1000.25, 975.98. So just to recap, this is how we declare variables. You specify the type of the variable, you specify the name of the variable, and then you can assign an initial value to that variable. Now, you don't have to assign an initial value to the variable right away. Okay, you can actually do something like this: integer my age, and then bottom here somewhere, before you print my age, you can go my age is equal to. Now, this equal to sign is actually considered an assignment sign. So it doesn't mean equal, it means assigned. So I can assign number 25 to my age. Okay, so if I save that, build it, and run it, I get the same values. Okay, and just one more thing: if you don't initialize a variable, let's say I did not initialize my age to 25, what happens? Do you think it's 0? No, it gets assigned a random value that is going to mess you up in many ways, in more complicated programs. So it is recommended that you initialize every variable that you declare. So let's do a build. You do get a warning here, it says my age is used uninitialized in this function. So let's see what happens if you run this program. Run the program. As you can see, it was assigned some random value that we have no idea what it is. So it's always a good thing to initialize a variable that you just declared. And obviously you don't know what everybody's age is going to be. So it's safe to actually initialize these variables to 0, just so they have a non-destructive value. You know, the value minus blah blah blah, whatever we just saw on the screen was ridiculous. So after you initialize the variables here, you can reassign a brand new value to these guys. So their age 40. Okay, and this is actually a way better practice than not initializing values. So let's build and run, and there you go. So initially the value of my age was 0, but by the time the code came here, my age was reassigned the value 25. That means you can also reuse variables in a program, and we're going to look into that, because when you're doing loops, you do have variables that you have to reuse with brand new values. Okay, so let's close this out and wrap this up. So in this tutorial, you learned two data types, integer and double. Integer only holds whole numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1000, 5000, 6000, a million. Double can hold values that have fractions. So you can pick any value 72.75 and you can assign that to a double variable. Okay, so before you declare or create a variable, you have to know what it's going to be used for, and then you have to declare it the right way. And then this is the common syntax. You pick the data type, you pick the name of the variable, which should be relevant to what you're trying to do, and then you can initialize that to 0 or whatever value that you want. And then don't forget the semicolon after that. Okay, well, thanks for watching this video, guys. Subscribe to my channel for more videos to come, and click the like button if you like this video, and see you in the next module.